Hello, everybody. What's up? How's it going? What's up, Oshik, MBG? Welcome in. Massanoob, thank you for the cheese time. How's everyone doing? Yeah, today is my birthday. It's crazy. I'm gonna be even older and more decrepit. So yeah, it's gonna be a shorter stream today. Because I've got birthday stuff I gotta do. But I will, we'll probably do about 2 hours a day. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Thank you, thank you. It's crazy because it's... Whoa. Let's go. It's crazy to think that I was 20 when I started work on Starground, because I started working on Starground at the end of 2023. Yeah, so I was 20, and then my 21st birthday.
Hello, MR Chip.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, thank you. Man. I have lip balm. My lips are chapped. They always are during winter. But yeah, thank you everybody, I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm 22 now, which is crazy. I'm old. But yeah. So we're gonna work on Starground today. God dang it. I'm still having that weird graphics issue with Godot. I'm just looking at it right now. Man, I don't know what's up with that. That's really frustrating. Just me, are you getting older? I know, it's crazy. Maybe. So what's up, Deblato? How's it going? Welcome in. Dang it. Why does this happen? I'm gonna see if there's another driver update. I get really tired of this issue, if I'm being honest. NVIDIA's gotta get it together. I mean, come on. I really should just roll back, probably, to an older driver. Yeah, that's frustrating. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll do that soon, because it's really stupid. Alright, anyways. Played No Man's Sky last stream, kinda sad I didn't play with you guys. Ah, yeah. Yeah, we could probably have people hop in on that. I don't see why people wouldn't be allowed to join. Yeah, it's okay. We'll probably do another No Man's Sky stream eventually, so be on the lookout. I have a RTX 3080 Ti. But I don't know what's going on. I fixed this issue already. I changed the rendering mode to native or something. It's frustrating. And because now it's happening again. I updated my drivers and I'm like, finally it's gonna fix my issues, and nope, it just actually reintroduced my issues. Yeah, it's really frustrating. Because honestly, this doesn't even just happen in Godot. It's also happening in No Man's Sky too, with the weird line business. It's really frustrating. I mean, it's kind of crazy that NVIDIA can't get their stuff together, man, and fix a stupid problem like this. Yeah, I had to say prefer native on the rendering. It's weird. I don't really know what that does, but now I gotta relaunch the project. Okay. Well, I don't know. See if that fixes it. Yeah, it's annoying. I get a little tired of it. This stupid driver stuff. I've just had nothing but problems with NVIDIA Broadcast and Godot and everything. Okay, that didn't even fix it this time, so that's kind of problematic because it did last time. Now it doesn't. So that's too bad. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing. I know it's hard to see on stream, but you guys should be able to see it, I think. There's all these vertical lines here. Right? I do see it on stream, so I think you guys can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I assume that you can. You guys see all these weird lines here? And it's anywhere where there's like a line. So it's all messed up here too. Yeah, it's like here and all along, all these lines. Sometimes this little square gets messed up. Like right there. You can see it's screwed up. There's like these weird... It's not the engine. I've just relaunched it. It's a graphics card thing. Because I got these new drivers and... Apparently this is a common issue. Like, other people are running into the same issue, so... I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. It's NVIDIA's fault. It's not Godot's fault. It's like some issue with a... Yeah, I'll probably downgrade back to the one right before I started having these issues, because it's really frustrating. But we won't do that right now. I mean, it doesn't cause any issues. It's just like... a visual thing, but it's really annoying though because it just looks bad. It's like I don't want all these stupid lines everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try and get it fixed soon. Anyways, what are we working on? We're really close for this update. Oh yeah, one thing I have to say in here. Shop PCs. Made it so shop NPC lines now. Progress instead of being visible all at once. I don't know how to word that, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, the only other things I really kind of wanted to do, animal noises. I can not do that right now. I did want to do mod dependencies and also linking Steam inventories, or like linking inventories to Steam IDs. But that could prove to be tricky if I'm being completely honest. It's hard to say. Because in the player, we can take a look at some stuff here. I don't think players have a Steam ID set, but they do have a multiplayer ID. I wonder if I could, like, say, Steam. I don't know, get the Steam ID from a multiplayer peer. I don't know if that would, if there's a function for that. I have no idea. I'll have to see if there's a way I can check the IDs connected to the server. There probably is. Because basically what I want to do is make it so that inventories will link to people's Steam accounts, right? So, instead of like dropping your inventory when you join, it'll just load up your inventory like nothing ever changed, right? Which is a way better way to do it. So, friend. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of functions in here, but I don't know if it's gonna have what I want. Get recent players. I need some kind of ID. All the is stuff. Set stuff. Excuse me. I don't know. Those are all signals. Avatar loaded. Connected chat join. Kind of. Basically what I need to do is save the Steam ID of the player that joins at the very beginning, and then when they leave, I save that, right? Again. So that's sort of what I need to do. But I wonder how I could do that. There's like documentation. Godot Steam. Let's just look at what info there is here. Because there's also documentation for like what's a user, you know? Yeah, user information. That's a auth ticket. We don't need to do any of that stuff, really. Get Steam ID. This is what I want. Yeah, so I think I just want to do get Steam ID. Now, I wonder if there's a version of that for... like, if you can pass in something else. Because ideally what I want to do is pass in the, like, multiplayer ID and then get a Steam ID from that. But that probably won't work. Well, we get this. Oh. I mean, I guess that would work. So, hey, Leaf, what's up? How's game dev? It's going good. I'm just looking into some Steam stuff right now. With this, getting like a Steam ID from a player. So, I do want to use... I mean, this is probably what I need to use. Get Steam ID. And then I could set it in the player. Okay, so essentially what I'm thinking here... Now, okay, the one issue here is, getting the Steam. So we don't have to load anything when a new player joins, but we do. Yeah, so this is why this is kind of a tricky problem. So let's look in here when a player first joins, right? Load, start host, start connect. Okay. So what it's going to do is run add player, right? But what it does for that is it's going to load a scene and it's going to create a new scene. It's not always necessarily what I want to do, because if that player already exists and is saved, then that means I don't actually want to create a new player. I want to load the old one, right? So I wonder how I'm going to do that. I could save player data separately, so instead of it being in with like scenes, it's actually in a different spot, which could work maybe. Because like I could create a dictionary in the world data, and then have like a list of all the players in there. Chip working even on his birthday. Yeah, it wasn't born to grind. The ground's born for Chip. Man, nah, it's fine. We're doing a shorter stream today, so it won't be too much grind. Happy birthday. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so what I would have to do is save like a list of all the players with their ID connected. Um, yeah, that's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. Thank you, MBG. I set the name to the multiplayer ID, but I do need to get like the Steam ID, right? I guess that's the thing is like I'm gonna have to do like a send a RPC request or something when somebody joins. I do have to be careful though. This is why I wish I could get the Steam ID from the server, right? Instead of this one. I don't know. But I don't think I can. Quick question, Shib, in the translation sheet created in, what's it for? The planet resource created in. So basically when you hover over an item in the game, it will show a little pop-up. I can just open the game, it's easiest to see that way. And it shows what, like, buildings that the item is created in. See, I'll do that 1 second. Huh. This even has a thing for voice stuff. Data from the microphone buffer. Gosh, we had proximity chat to Starground. Anyways, let me show you really quick. I wonder, I'm just trying to think if there's a way that I can check that, like, I don't know, man. Okay, anyways, we're in game. If you hover over an item, it shows that little created and pop up. So yeah, all it is just, it just shows the building that you can make that item in. So, like, slag is created in the foundry and the purifier. Iron ingot is created in purifier and furnace. Yeah. So give me 1 minute. I forgot to reply back to these messages here. Hold on. Okay. What are we gonna do here? I always hate stuff like this because it seems like it's simple, right? But then when you actually try and do it, it's hard. One thing that I could think of is maybe there's a signal that gets called when a person connects on Steam. Possibly. Because on this one, there's like Steam lobby joined. There's probably more signals here. Let's see what else we have. Ooh. Signals. Client game server connected, chat join. Create beacon, DLC installed. Present is like the present time. No, it's like a present gift, yeah. Fake IP result. Favorites list. File read. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for going through translation stuff. Rich presents, gamepad text. There's so many, dude. All HTML stuff. Don't care about any of that. input stuff. Inventory definition update. Inventory full. Can your inventory be full? That's interesting. I don't know, so people don't get confused. Yeah, if you're ever confused about stuff, it would be a good idea to, if I like describe it, leave a little note for other people. IP country. PC failure. Item updated. Join game requested. Called when the user tries to join a game from their friends list or after user accepts an invite. Okay, so that's not the same thing. I think I do have that in there though, in here. Join game requested. Yeah. I guess I do lobbies then. Leaderboard, licenses updated. Lobby created. Low power. Huh. That's interesting. Music player. So many more functionality with Steam than you think there is, you know? Ping server. This gives a whole list of things. Game directory, map description, app ID. Interesting. Just trying to look for anything that's like player connected or Steam server connected. That's not the same thing. Subscribe item. User, maybe it's in here. No, so there's no like signal that I can get called on the server for when somebody, yeah. I mean, there's lobby joined, but that's like for the person that's joining. I don't think there's like anything on the server, so I don't know. Recently, they have built-in support for things like ray tracing shadows. So you mean saving replays and loading them? Oh, racing. No, you do mean racing shadows. Okay. Yeah, like saving replays and loading them. That's pretty cool. That's always useful. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things. Sometimes you just have to like read through it and, you know, see it all. Man, I don't know. This is kind of a hassle, isn't it? Because I'm worried that if I make a change here to this stuff, that it's gonna break, right? Because it's like essentially what I'm gonna have to do here is check. Let's go ahead and load up a like a Blackboard thing here. If main.net would open. Let me wait to this update. Okay, so like nothing. Still an exit. Okay, so essentially the thing here is what we're gonna have to do, right? How it works now, it's easy. Ugh. Lag. Basically, you join here, the server is like, oh, ID, create the player, and then that syncs on the client. Easy. But how we're gonna have to do it is then the player's gonna like join, and we don't create a player for them yet. But we're gonna go ahead and like send some kind of RPC or function that has their ID and also their Steam ID, right? And then the server is going to be like, okay, first off, I'm going to check if you have a saved player. If so, create that. Otherwise, create a new player. And then it syncs that. That would work, but it's the reason why it's tricky is because I have this set up with a signal on Pure Connect. And that does pass in an ID, but it doesn't. I can't pass in a Steam ID. This is the issue right now. I'm gonna have to do some kind of like custom RPC function for this instead, I think, because I just don't see any other way of doing this. Right. And I've also got to be careful not to like wipe player saves and stuff. There's always the risk for that. This is why we got to be careful. I don't want to accidentally delete somebody's player, because that would kind of suck. Have I ever played Enlisted? I don't know. Let's look it up. Enlisted. I have never played this, but I think I've heard about it. Yeah, it's like an MMO shooter. It's interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out. Is it just like... Is it cinematic? Hey, bruh. Thank you so much for the resub. Let's get the, Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Happy birthday. Welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, I just got Colony Survival like pretty recently. I've been trying to find time to play it, so I played it last night. But it's interesting. It's kind of fun. It's a little rough around the edges. Some of the UI stuff is sort of weird, but yeah, it's pretty fun though. I've been having a good time. It's a little slow right now. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I probably am. But it seems like I'm just waiting forever. So I don't know. YouTubers played when I was like 14. Oh yeah. Has it really been out for that long? I mean, I guess it came out 2017. Because I was looking at the release date. So yeah, I guess so. I do like the roofs and stuff. They're still putting out some good updates, which is nice. I think with some more time, I think they could kind of clean things up a little bit. Is that a spaceman? No, it's a beekeeper. Well, it's kind of old. Yeah, a little bit old. It is cool though. I think there's I think it could be pretty fun. I've gotta kind of get past this slump. I think once I actually start having to fight the zombies and stuff, it'll be more interesting. A lot better now than before. Yeah. Yeah, they have different languages now. Zun's birthday. Yeah, 12 years ago. So it's been in work a long time. Yeah. Yeah, I do like the first-person colony management kind of stuff. I think it's kind of fun to do it that way. There was this other game. I got this game because I was like wanting to replace... I got this game a long time ago. And I do like it. Timber and Stone. But the game kind of sucks a little bit. I wish there was like a game just like this, but ads. It's okay, you're subscribed. I wish there was a game like this that was just better. This game's really fun, but it's not very balanced. It's kind of a similar idea to... No, I haven't tried Vintage Story yet. I've been looking at it though. I've been thinking about trying it out. I don't know. Maybe I will. It's not on Steam, I don't think. Yeah, you have to like buy it on their website. Vintage Story seems really cool though. Yeah, it's definitely like a survival kind of thing, but it could scratch that itch, right? Games by Robert. So Robert made any other games? No. It's too bad. Timber and Stone was kind of a cool game. Maybe one day I'll make a Timber like... Nah, I don't know. I would like to make one day like a colony management game. I think that'd be fun. I've honestly been thinking about an idea for a game for a while that I have cooking up in my brain. So I might do something like that. Who knows? I don't know. But I do think like colony management game would be fun. Yeah, I do actually have an idea. It would be a probably in 3D. I think also now that I've basically I want it to be like a procedurally generated world that you can build like a base in. The details are still pretty muddy, but I think it could be fun, especially now that I've done like procedural generation Starground. I think I'm familiar enough with it to where it wouldn't really be too much of a hassle, especially if it's single player. It's gonna be easy. So, yeah. I don't know. It'd probably be like third person, but it could be first person too. I don't know. I'm not really sure yet. I'll have to think about it. It's a possibility, right? I know. Yeah. I've got to eventually start thinking more seriously about what the next idea is going to be, you know? I don't know. I mean, Starground isn't done yet, of course, but we're getting closer. So welcome to the stream. Good night. All right. See you later. Thanks for popping in the stream. But yeah, I mean, Starground, hopefully I can start getting things moving. We don't really have too much more to go. I think just more dungeoning polish and maybe like 1 or 2 more automation planets and we're probably pretty much good. So yeah. Shouldn't be too much longer. I'm just trying to think about how I want to do this add player function right now. Set their name. I just wish I could check their Steam ID, because it just makes everything more complicated if I have to like do a custom RPC for it. I mean, it's possible I can do it. I can just say like on join or whatever when I connect on pure connect right here. I can just say, right, if we're the server, otherwise go ahead and send an RPC to the server with my ID and Steam ID. But yeah. And you can make 10 DLCs with 1 planet each, and each one costs $25. No. No, I'll probably never do DLC for Starground, honestly. They're just, honestly, it's just, there's not enough people to warrant the effort to work on a DLC anyways, you know? If Starground had thousands and thousands of people playing, then maybe I could do like a content expansion kind of DLC, but it's just not even worth it. You know, Especially if like the game has modding support and stuff, because it's kind of harder to warrant DLC if you can just mod in the same stuff that the DLC does. It works with RimWorld, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, DLCs need to be a lot more disconnected than an update. Yeah, right. That's the other thing too. The DLC is like, because it's gotta work. Like you have to be able to download the stuff and make it work. You can't just have it like in the game. It's trickier, yeah, than an update, right? I don't know. Yeah, the only thing DLC would work for probably is like something that has like a new zone you can go to, or like new levels or something, like something that like kind of like in Factorio, how it's like you go to other areas because you still have to sort of have the base game there. I don't know, it's tricky, right? It also just really complicates a lot of things. Like if the game has modding, then it's like, how do you integrate DLC and modding and stuff, right? It's hard. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Probably won't be doing any DLC for a while. But one day, if a game does really well. Trying to think of how I want to do this. I could do it on Pure Connect. I could just say add player. And then I could give some more things to add player. So I could also say Steam ID equal to -1. And then in here I can say if Steam ID is not equal to -1, then we're gonna loop through and try and find the player, right? So how would I do that? I think I can do... What's in the else block? Oh. Say add player.rpcid 1. So I'd pass in the ID and then also the steam.get steam ID. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll try. And also, this isn't an RPC, so we should make it one. So now we can call this from a client. So if this gets called on the server... Oh, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, it's tricky because ID by default will be 1. Because I think I say add player in other places, right? What is that? For I and get peers, I say add players. I don't think I should do that anymore. Because it doesn't make any sense. I would only do that if the players were already connected to the server, but that shouldn't happen. So this is what I say here. If server, I say add player. And this is on a new game, right? So on an old game, I don't even do that. I just need to add it for everybody. I need to add it for the server. So I'm gonna have to... Oh, see, this gets tricky because then that means I would have to move where the player is saved. God, it gets so complicated, dude. This stuff is just a nightmare sometimes. I'm gonna need some kind of new, like, yeah. So I think we have world data. This is sort of what we're gonna need. We're gonna have to have a list of players and their IDs. So, we're gonna say player data here. This is actually saving, so player data, unsave, essentially I'm just gonna say for I and get tree dot get nodes and group players. We'll just say var players is that. Oh, and I can't do this inside of here. Alright. So then we'll say down here, player... Yeah, players will just be an empty array, or it'll be the players array. So we're going to loop through all the players in the game, and we're going to save them. So this is sort of what I do here. For OBJ and nodes. So I'm just going to loop through players. I'm going to get the data from each save component. And then save the dictionary, and then store that data. So it's essentially what I do with the player, what I did with the player, but now it's going to be sort of its own separate area that it gets saved in. So that should work. And players will actually be different, probably. How do I want to store the players? Because I could store it with, like, an ID, like, where it has, like, a key as the Steam ID. That's probably what I'll do. You have to be careful, though. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Because I could do the Steam ID as like a key, which would make it fast to find Steam players, but also for like the server, it would be weird, because if you're on single player and swap to a different device, now all of a sudden you have a different Steam ID. Obviously that's a problem, right? So if it's the server, I'm gonna have to save like a different ID or something. Maybe just 0. What does get Steam ID return if it doesn't work? I don't know. That's the problem. I don't even know what it returns. I presume it just returns an integer, but let's check. Yeah, it returns an integer, but it doesn't have like a failed number, I guess. So, I don't know. I guess I could just do a different key for the server. So for player in there, we're going to get the player data. Regular context. So that is the regular price of an item in the trading terminal. So let me go to that really quick. That's funny, that's still. In here, when you click on it, it'll say regular price and then current price. So that's also info on current, because you're probably going to ask about that. So yeah, regular is the good old price, and then current is... So basically it's like MSRP versus current price. Right. like what the price would be at 0%, right? And then what it is now with the change in the market. So yeah. Okay, so then essentially what I'm doing here, I'll say loop through the players, get the data of the player, and save it. So I'm gonna say if, and then we won't store it there. If player, there's general, nice, let's go, thank you very much. If player.name, I need to convert it into an integer probably. I'll do this, .toInt is equal to 1. That means it's the server. So I'm gonna go ahead and say players at key server will be equal to dat. Otherwise, if it's not the server, then say players. I have to get the Steam ID of the player. How could I do that? I could say like player.steam ID or something will be equal to dat. So I need to do descriptions and the rest. Yeah. So, okay, I mean, I guess this works. It's a little weird. So we're going to loop through the players. We're going to get the data of the player. If their name is 1, then that means it's the server. And just say the key is server. Otherwise, the key is going to be the Steam ID if they have it, right? So then set it to data. So, I mean, I guess that works. Now, what happens, though, if the Steam ID is invalid? Right? That's, like, what I'm trying to figure out here. Because it's like I need, like, a type or something. So, hey, Z, what's up? Happy birthday. I have to sleep now. No problem at all. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. This is a weird system. It's like I need 2 things to tell what it is and what I should do, right? Because I need, like, to know, is it a multiplayer ID or is it a Steam ID, right? There's no way to know the difference right now with this setup, which is kind of an issue. So, honestly, even though it's a little stupid, it might be better as, like, an array. Possibly. I don't know. Ugh, I don't know, this is hard. And then I'm somehow also going to have to convert these player saves, too, on load. So that's a whole thing. How would I do this? I mean, I guess the one way I could do it is to have 2 separate lists for, like, Steam players and regular players, right? So the regular players I know are either just through direct, like, internet connection, or are local, like the server. Man, it's complicated. I might just have to have 2 then. I think I'm gonna have to have Steam players, then local players. So if the name is 1, then go ahead and say local players.server. And then otherwise, what I'm going to be checking is if that Steam ID is not equal to -1. Okay, so let's think about this. So if it's the server, set it to the local players. If the Steam ID is not equal to -1, which means that it has a valid Steam ID, then go ahead and say Steam players at index player.steam ID is equal to data of that player. So then we're going to have two things in here. It's going to be local players and Steam players. That's going to be the Steam players dictionary, the local players dictionary. Okay. So I think this should work. I am going to have to add another variable into the player, which is fine. We're just going to have another exported variable down here that's like our Steam ID. That's going to be a type of int. So then what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I guess on here where we set the authority and stuff, I just wonder what happens if you call get Steam ID when you're not logged in. I mean, I guess we'll just yeah, what's in the official documentation? So it doesn't even tell me what gets returned if it fails. This is what's confusing about this, because like, what happens if I'm not logged in on Steam? What does it do? Okay, here we go. No? Okay. Account type. Man. Pending. Used for invalid Steam IDs. C game ID. But like, how do I access this stuff? This is an integer, right? Man, so weird. Okay, well, I guess what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and not set the Steam ID there. I'll go ahead and save that now, because now we have the Steam ID stuff. I don't actually need to export that variable, I guess. Because the only place that actually needs to be saved is on the server. Anyways, in the server, we're going to say when we create these players. So, okay, I mean, I guess this works. It'll say if it's 1, set it to the server in there. If the Steam ID is not that. Otherwise, go ahead and say local players is equal to that. Player.name as the ID. And I'm just going to convert that into an int. Okay. So that'll be basically say, like, if there's a valid Steam ID, then do that. Otherwise, yeah. I still don't know what's going to happen, though, if the Steam ID fails to be called or whatever. I wonder if I could, like, test how that would work. Like, where would we even do that? Would we do that in, like, global on ready? Like, before Steam has a chance to actually initiate? We say steam.get Steam ID. I think that would work as a fail state. So, out of curiosity, what does that print then? Is it just going to print 0? I don't know. Let's see what it prints. Okay, so it did just print 0. So I guess 0 is the invalid. Yeah, so it'll call this user class not found. Returning 0. Okay, well, that's good to know. Seems like something that should be in the documentation, but guess not. So we're going to set that to 0. Because it'll just be like a fail-safe. If it's ever 0, then that means that it's been set wrong or something, and it should just be cleared out. Okay. Then next thing we're going to do is on load game. So this has got a little bit, it's a little more complicated. So we're actually not going to load in the player. We will do the first initial one. I don't really think I should do that anymore. So on this one, we're just going to say add player. On fully loaded. I don't know if I want to do that one there. Because that's creating a new server player. I mean, I guess that one's fine. That's just saying if you're a new save, go ahead and do that. Okay. So then up here, this is where I used to instantiate. So instead of instantiating the player and the save data for the server now, we're actually going to call it here. So we're going to say add player. And that's going to pass it with the ID. Steam ID by default will actually be 0 then. So if Steam ID is not equal to 0, then that means it's going to be a Steam player. First, though, I'll actually check if it's ID. If... well, I guess no, we don't need to. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just do that. So, if there's a Steam ID, then that means that it's going to be a Steam player. Otherwise, go ahead and do the stuff. And yeah, that should work, I think. It's a little funny trying to get this all kind of set up, but I think it'll work this way. And then what we're actually going to do is in save game, instead of doing a random string for some reason, like a stupid idiot, I'm just going to make it an integer 1. Okay. So the key will be 1 on that one. Here it's the Steam ID, then otherwise it's just that one. So actually, we don't even need to do this third if. Like, we just say if the Steam ID is that, do that. Otherwise, just do that. Yeah. That should work. So yeah, on the local server, it should not have a Steam ID because the server is not a Steam player. Okay. So let's go to add player again. I'm just going to have another check in here just to make sure if it is... Because I'd never want these players to be instantiated on a client. I should never call add player anywhere else other than the client, but you never know. So if Steam ID is not 0, that means that it's a valid player, right? So in that case, we can go ahead and say player is equal to... I realize I'm going to have those as a thing. So up here, let's add in two more things. Local players and var Steam players. Back to save game. I'll just call this one new local players and new Steam players. And local players and Steam players will be the new ones. New Steam players, new local players. Okay. So then on load game, let's go to that one again. That's where we need to instantiate it, set it to the new stuff. So here we're going to say local players is equal to world data.get local players. By default will be an empty array. And then Steam players is world data.get Steam players. Okay. All right. So that stuff's fine. That's all the research stuff. Then down there, we just say add player. So this will like work either way. So if the player already exists, it'll do it. Otherwise, if it can't find the player that already exists, then it adds a new one. So it should be fine. Then we're always loading what's ever in the save. So it shouldn't matter what it is up there or when we save. Now, what happens if we save again after a player leaves? That is an issue, isn't it? Because we're essentially overriding it. Gotta go have dinner, I'll be back in bed. Sounds good, MBG. Okay, so this won't actually work. What I'm gonna have to do is this. Steam players and local players. Because I have to remember what has already been saved, because if somebody leaves in the middle of a game, otherwise it would just, it would delete everything, which is bad. So this will, like, always load the new ones. Then we'll just say unload game reset. I'll set those back to null. So local players is nothing. Steam players is nothing. There's just a lot of variables I need to take into account here. Right? So let's say that we already have... Also, what's up, Ryan? Happy birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. How's it going? Okay, because if we already have, like... That's the good thing about this being a dictionary, is because it doesn't matter if the same one's already there. It'll just override it. So if a player is in the game... So let's see, on save... We're going to... Because if there's already players in the game, it's going to save it. It will not empty out the Steam ones, because the Steam ones don't, like, change. So what I'll have to do is probably another block of code or something that will run through the local players thing and then free out any player that isn't, yeah. That's probably what I'll have to do. It's tricky because we could actually accidentally get some weird duplication stuff, which is what we have to be careful about. Because a player could leave. It's been saved. A player leaves. It would... That's why, like, overriding would probably be good. But I have to remember that old player data. Ugh. Okay. Well, I'll try and be careful about this as best I can. Let's go to add player now. Okay. Anyways, I think we've got everything that we need. So if Steam ID is not equal to 0, we're going to say player is equal to Steam players.get Steam ID, right? So if player, go ahead and load it. Otherwise, yeah. Now how do I do it? It's like init object. So that'll go ahead and copy all the data of the object and load it. But I need a line for that. So what is in that? It'll just read whatever was in the... Yeah, the path. Okay. So I'm going to say initiate object player. Otherwise, we're going to create a new player. So we're going to do this stuff. We're going to load a player scene, set the name. I'm just going to call this saved player. If saved player, do saved player, otherwise make a new one. And then I'm also going to say player.steam ID is equal to Steam ID. Okay. And then otherwise, if it's not a Steam ID, we do kind of the exact same process. Say var saved player is local players.get ID. If saved player, initiate the object saved player. Otherwise, make a new player. So I think that'll work. It's a little weird separating it up like that, but it's the only way we're going to be able to save Steam inventories like this. So if there's a valid Steam ID, set it to that stuff. If it exists, do that. Otherwise, make a new one with a Steam ID. And then down here, we don't make one with a Steam ID. Okay. Hopefully that works. Okay. So we're getting there. We're almost there. This should work. So this will be able to load in a saved player. On the client, we're going to say... Yeah. Add player. So I noticed this is an unsigned integer 64. I don't think I can do a type of an unsigned integer, right? Realize that may be an issue. I mean, I guess it'll probably be fine. I'm sure it'll like wrap it and stuff by itself. Right? ID 64. It'll probably be fine. Oh, but I might need to do this. Convert a Steam ID 64 into a Steam ID. I don't know if I need to do that or not. I mean, with this, I don't actually do anything with it. Basically, I'm just checking what the number is and checking if it's the same, so it'll probably be fine. Okay. I'm just always worried about making a change like this because it can cause a lot of issues, you know? I hate, like, messing with, like, saving stuff like this. But I don't think I really have an option. Because if I want this to work how I want it to, then this is the only way to do it. Okay, anyways, so that stuff is set. Now here's what we're gonna do. We have to fix it on load game. So I don't do that anymore. So now what I say, because before what I would do, I would go down here when I instantiate like the save data right here. So I say initiate object with the current line, right? So in initiate object, if it's one of those, I just say return, like don't spawn that one in anymore. So I need to convert old player saves into the new format, which I may just do here. So if current line, it's gonna be file.getVar. Then I think I'll say continue. So if global.found convert format is less than 3. Because what is it right now? I think it's 3 right now. Okay, it's 2, so yeah, if it's less than 3. Okay. I'm glad I've made that variable. It's kind of convenient. It's a good way to convert old saves. Okay. So yeah, that'll be after it gets set in here. And found convert format. So then I'm just gonna say if cur line. So I do get var on that. I'll say dot path is equal to the player path. Then I'm going to go ahead and say continue. So that should skip this, so it shouldn't create it normally. But then I'll say local players is equal to cur line. Now, I don't know the IDs, right, of those players. Which is one issue. But actually, I could just use the name as the ID. So we're going to say curline.name.toInt. Because I think it'll save the name like that. So if we go into the save component, it should have, yeah, name. And then path is that, and then position. Okay, so hopefully this will work. So yeah, it's gonna say if the path is a player, then instead go ahead and put it into the local players and set the current line and then say continue. And then we don't initiate the object. Okay, so for add player then, it should be in the list, right? Let me clean up some of these random lines. What is save continue data? Oh, that's if I continue to save. Okay, so then it should do add player. All the local players should be added into that new array or dictionary, so it should find it. Okay. Then I set the stuff, I initiate the object, save player. And that's where I do all this stuff. All right. Yeah, I don't run that anymore. Okay. So if all of this has worked, what should happen is that when we load into the game, nothing should happen. It should seem normal. Our player should get loaded in and stuff. Basically exactly what we expect. So let's go check that. I think I've done everything. Now, the only other thing we have to take into account is dealing with like duplication of players. So we're going to have to check whenever a player has left when we're already in the game, because then we're going to have to say remove it from, you know, our dictionary of local players, because that player has just left the game. And then we also have to clear out players on load. Because the thing I want to avoid is like players just getting all these players saved, and then because the problem with multiplayer IDs is that it changes every single time, right? So it's tricky. It's easy with Steam IDs because only one person with the same Steam ID can ever join, and you can't have multiple people on the same Steam account join, I don't think. So there won't be any duplication issues there, I think. And only the server can ever be the server. You can't join with multiple people with the same ID of 1. Because, yeah, basically what I want to avoid is like, okay, player over here has an ID of 3 or whatever. Joins the server. Okay, ID of 3 gets saved, right? Up in here. So this is our array of saved local players. So we have 1 for the server, and now there's 3 in here. So good. This player leaves the game, but 3 is still in here. Next person joins. They're now player 4. They load in. It gets put up here. Now 4 is saved in here. So the problem was that was the same player. This data now is just kind of stuck in here, right? Because the same player won't ever have the same multiplayer ID. And that's why I need to check when somebody leaves and clear out their inventory. So yeah. Hopefully that works. Okay, let's try this. I hope it doesn't crash. It should just load us in with our inventory stuff like normal, like nothing ever happened. I'm curious what it's printing out here. It's instantiating save data. Well, that looks good. Everything's here. So I think it worked. So yeah, now for all the player loading, instead of doing it as like something that actually gets saved in here normally as a building or whatever, it's now in its own separate area with an ID attached to it, so we can reference other like older players. So we're gonna have to check with the Steam stuff and see if that works. Also, something that I want to do now is in add player. I have new tech unlocked. What I used to always do in Starground was I would set the player position back to the center, into the launch pad. But that isn't technically necessary anymore. I could just save the last position the player was at and then just let them spawn in there instead of always going back to the spawn pad. Now, I don't know if that would be something people want. I don't know. Because now what I can do with our region system is I can just check if they were in the dungeon, and then if they were, then spawn at 0, right? But it would be kind of nice, I feel like, because then you could, like, say you were at Tyria or something. You don't get reset back to Viridian. You'll just spawn here at Tyria, wherever you used to be. The only issue with that is then it would mean I have to remember the region that the player was in. But I guess what I could do is just do that at the beginning. I can check what was your position, and then I know what region you were in. So, like, if you were on Tyria, then I say set region to Tyria. So I could do that. Oh. Maybe that's like a poll kind of thing. Anyways, I need to get my laptop over here. Because we gotta check the Steam player stuff. It might be out of energy. Probably is, actually. Yeah, so. Alright. I've got to charge it. Keep the chargers here. Is... Okay. Alright. Well, that's going to charge for a minute. So, Tech Andy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright. So, yeah, we got to test the Steam stuff. Make sure that all works. Let's also go ahead and... Hey! Zoe, thanks so much for the raid. How's it going? Welcome in. How's it going? Yeah, birthday raid. Thank you. Yeah, it's my birthday today. It's crazy. There's a shout out for you. How's it going? What were you up to today on your stream? Hope you're doing good. Got my laptop here. I have to test some Steam stuff. Ah, yeah, Steam leaderboards. Yeah. I am also working on Steam stuff today, funny enough. We'll go over what we've been doing. Did my laptop just run out of energy? I'll put her into a van and dropped her by a Viking called Jack Bauer at CTU, yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, we've been working on Steam inventory stuff. So, essentially what I've been doing is, when a Steam person joins the game, they have a Steam ID or whatever. So there's their Steam ID. Let's say it's 2 for this scenario. Basically, I can like save and remember what that number was, so that next time the person with the same ID joins the game, instead of dropping their items and stuff, it'll actually be like, hey, I remember you. You were a Steam guy. And so it'll load in their same inventory. Yeah. Which SDK wrapper? Yeah, I use Godot stuff. I'm using Godot Steam for all this, which is a really very nice. Well, it's not really a. It's more than just a plugin, because they have like one that is a plugin, but the version that I use is basically just a build of the engine that has the Steam stuff integrated into it. But it's very nice for just integrating all the Steam stuff. I'm using the multiplayer peer one, so I can still use like the Godot multiplayer networking, right? Also, hey, thank you for the follow. But then at the same time, like, I can do all the Steam stuff too. I can integrate Steam and Godot networking, which is really nice. But yeah, like, I can do all the stuff, achievements and DLC and avatars and networks, and it's nice. Even voice stuff and workshop stuff too, so I will be getting around to workshop stuff eventually. I remember you were Steam guy. When I talk with Steam support, yeah. Oh, dude. It says my battery is 0 on my laptop, guys. I don't think that's normal. Something's up with my laptop. I think it's so old now that my battery is dying. Let me turn on the energy saver. It literally says 0%. I don't think that's supposed to happen. 0%, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. That seems problematic. Seems a bit more well documented. Oh yeah, they expanded the wiki and docs on stream or on Steam leaderboard on the Face Punch one. Yeah, man. Yeah, I do appreciate how good the documentation is on this. There's a couple things. It's not as good as like base Godot documentation, but it's still pretty good. I mean, I can run through here and figure out what I need to do in order to do this stuff, right? So it's like, for example, I need to figure out friends lobbies. It has like a little tutorial here, you know? The documentation on this, as far as documentation goes, is pretty good. So, and there's just stuff like removing Steam, like, you know, if you want to export without Steam functionality, and it's nice. It's pretty useful. And this is even how you can do like, yeah, like voice stuff. This is so cool. I gotta try this out one of these days. Maybe charge it. That's a good idea. I took your recommendation to Heart MBG, and now it is at, I know you guys can't see it. Now it is at 1%. Thank you. Yeah, it's really cool. I can't wait to mess around with this more and just use all this Steam stuff for more games. Almost 100%. It's only 100 times less. Yeah, almost. But it's really cool. There's also Steam recording and stuff, I guess. It's super cool. I can't wait to use all this stuff. And like, yeah, mess around with the leaderboard stuff too. That would be fun. It's 100 times more than 0. Well, 1 times 100 is 100, right? So I guess it's 100. 100 is 100 times more than 1. Yeah. 100 times 0 is 0. That's crazy. I was at infinite 0 energy. Yeah, I have infinite more energy now, guys, than I used to just a second ago. It's crazy. So what's up, Ace? What's going on? Oh yeah, I forgot that it's actually open now. I could test it. I'm gonna have to put a build on Steam to test this, unfortunately, I think. Because I don't think there's any other way I can test Steam stuff without doing that. So let's go ahead and try and get this sort of cleaned up. Happy birthday, old man. I know. I'm ancient now. I'm like, my like bones have started to decay now that I'm not at peak age. Yeah. I can feel like the micro cracks all over my bones. Yeah, Ace is older, but yeah. For me, it's just a slot in the app ID, and now Steam thinks I'm playing the installed game every time I launch play mode. Yeah. Godot does think that. I mean, I'm able to do Steam stuff. It's just for some reason, it's a known bug, but you can't activate the Steam overlay right now in the editor. I presume that's going to be fixed once we get like in-editor gaming stuff. So like, I just need to put it on Steam so I can test on my laptop, because I don't think I can do the overlay. It does work if you swap from forward plus to compatibility mode for some reason. So maybe I'll do that just so that I can actually join, because that would work. Yeah, I mean, I guess that would work. I can probably try that. But first off, before I do that, I need to add the thing that clears out players. So now we can actually get rid of some stupid old code inside of the player. Before, what would happen, what used to happen on here is on ready, I would check the player stuff and then try and clear out the player, but it was always kind of stupid, and I don't want it there anymore. Forgot I can always just go down here and find the process event. Here it is. So here's what I used to do. I would say it's somewhere in here. I would say queue free somewhere. Walking sounds. Did I get rid of it or something? Oh, I think it's in this process server checks. So yeah, this is always a really stupid thing. What I would say before is if I wasn't the server, I would get all the peers. If I don't have the multiplayer authority anymore and this drop delay thing, then I would say username is not equal to null. Send a message and say we left the game. And then say drop inventory and queue free. It's just kind of a whole process. It's stupid. So I think I want to clear that out a little bit. But yeah. The clock turned 12 o'clock. Your skin started to crack and you couldn't get up from the chair without using your arms and hearing a crack in your knees. Yeah. That's what it's like. Like when I got up today, I'm like... Nah, I don't know. Go ahead to bed. Have a great rest of the B-Day, champ. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good night, everyone. Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you so much for popping in the stream. I appreciate it. And yeah, have a good rest of your night. Okay, so I realize I do actually have to keep this stuff because this is how players disconnect, so I can't get rid of that. That's fine. Basically what I'll do is just say so this player's connected. This is all fine, actually. It's just gonna check, like, you know, if the player isn't in the list anymore, but they're still here, then disconnect. And then as long as the username is not empty, go ahead and say that they left the game. So, but now instead of saying drop inventory, I need to say if Steam ID, right, is not equal to or equal to 0, then I say drop inventory. So it'll only drop the inventory if it is not a Steam client. So that should actually work pretty well, I think. Then I don't even need to remove it from the player list because their stuff will drop. Actually, I do need to remove them. So I'll say here, otherwise do this thing. Let's go. Thank you for the resub, Ace. Confetti. Script translation's done. Let's go. Thank you, MBG. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for doing the translation stuff. I will probably put up a ping for all the translators eventually, just a kind of little reminder to let them know that there is stuff to be translated. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do about some of the languages, though. There are some languages that are extremely untranslated, and it's kind of, it wasn't a major issue before, but now with just how many gaps there are, it actually is kind of a problem. I think one of the ones that's really bad is Korean. You can see just how many empty gaps there are. There's a lot, right? So that's not very good. Russian is good. Yeah, some of these have some crazy gaps. Filipino's fine. Dutch also has a major gap here. Now, look, I hate doing Google Translate, you know, because it's stupid. I know. It's not always correct, but sometimes in these cases where there's this many gaps, I don't really have an option. Because this is kind of problematic. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do Google Translate, unfortunately. How did I do this? I say B. Oh. So I do it from B. So from B198. And then I can just drag it down. There we go. So let's color this one sort of a light blue. Not that one. What is the color I used? Was it that one? Yeah, I think so. And then I can just drag it down and translate. There we go. Nice. So yeah, I know it's not perfect, and I know that Google Translate can make a lot of mistakes, but sometimes you've got to deal with it and get things translated. Because I think it's better to have gaps in the translation than for it to be just completely unreadable for somebody in that language. Or to like have, not gaps. I meant it's fine to have mistakes in the translation as long as they can actually read it. Otherwise, I think it's worse if it's just all this stuff is completely untranslated. So, wish I could just speak all the languages. Dude, yeah. Just the Tower of Babel? Me too. Oh yeah, it did like burn down and stuff though, so maybe you don't want to be the Tower of Babel actually. That might be kind of bad now that I think about it. Also, like, Italian's got some pretty big gaps here. My experience, Google Translate works pretty well, except for some standalone words that don't have context. Yeah, right. Yeah, context is something that Google Translate just kind of can't know every single time. So that's, like, really the downside. I have been looking at this one thing. It's a translation thing. Maybe we do it. I don't want to put anybody out of a job. Not that I'm paying anybody, but I can show you guys what I'm talking about. There's a yeah, hopefully this will just help a little bit with translations. I know there's going to be errors and stuff, but it's better than having this many gaps. What is it called? I can never remember. It's like an AI translation thing. I know AI is stupid, but what is it called? I can never remember the name of it. Game translation. Crowd in. But this is definitely an interesting thing. It also lets you not, it's not just for AI stuff. You can actually just get people to translate it. There's a lot of games that actually use this that I was kind of surprised about. I had no idea that Minecraft and Factorio use Crowdin for all their translation stuff. Translation, yeah. I don't know. It would be interesting to look at it and, you know, see, because we'll always have community translation stuff also so that you can like just check things and see if there's any issues, right? For some reason, some of the spaces that I didn't translate in NPC dialogue got a random... Oh, did they? Oh, in the Spanish column? Like, it just got random things put in here? Weird. Yeah, these ones, right? That's not, Spanish. I'm pretty sure that's, like, Polish or something. Where did that come from? Weird. Yeah, that's weird. Definitely let me know if there's like weird stuff going on. I wonder if I can oops, see who put that in there, because now that this is like a, I think I can look at document history. Yeah, I can check edits. I think I can search for edits and stuff. Okay, so like for these ones, I think I can see who did this. And we'll just keep looking back until we find it here. Now, this was a while ago, wasn't it? still there. Okay, so it's in here. Okay, so this is where it happened. RPG. I'm trying to remember who that is. So it is Polish. It's weird because we already have Polish stuff here, right? So it's like, which one are we supposed to use? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you're welcome to just clear it out. We can move it somewhere else for now. So let me just do that for you. Just because it's obviously the wrong language, so. I'll just go put it like, I don't even know where. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. But I don't want to override our current Polish stuff because I don't know if it's, which one is correct. I'm just going to copy it out like onto my desktop. And then we'll clear these out. There you go. Yeah, let me know if there's any issues like that where things are overlapping. I didn't see any Spanish in there before, so yeah, they must have just thought it was the different column. Google Translate says they both mean the same thing. Yeah, that's the other thing with translation stuff, right? Because they're completely different words, but they mean the same thing. So, like, which one is supposed to be correct? Yeah. Yeah, it's probably just by two different people, I'm sure. Yeah, I've been thinking about this. I don't know what the pricing is. I mean, there is like free stuff. So I don't know. That's only for one project though. Because I think well, we'd need more than one project. But this is $50 a month. That's insane. Yeah, here we go. And then that's only two projects. Maybe you can delete old projects or something. I don't know. But yeah. But I do kind of like this because it does also allow you to get like translator seats. You know, so that like you can do like the automatic AI translation stuff just to get it done really quick, and then you can have real translators come in to check things, right? Which is always nice. So, I don't know. What is this crowd and language service? I mean, what? It's just free? Well, it's probably AI. I'm paying $50 per month for some translations. Yeah, I don't want to. But also, if you think about $50 a month, first off, it's a business expense, so it's deductible in my taxes. Second, if it means that more people can play and buy the game, then $50 a month is nothing, because I'll make more than that in a month. So, I don't know. Yeah, what's up, Loomer? Yeah, Google Translate does exist. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's, I'm probably not going to get it, but it's just something I've been looking at. Because it can be frustrating, having so many gaps in all of our translations. And it's not anybody's fault. That's not me saying that it's I'm angry at everybody because you're not trained. Like, that's not the case at all. I appreciate everybody that's translated. It's just because of the nature of what it is, right? It's community translation, so there's always going to be a time where there's gaps, which is fine. Your tax deduction, yes, sir. Maybe for a final pass, yeah. That's sort of what I'm thinking. It's just like a final... I can worry about it more when it's actually time to, like, polish everything up. But I don't know. It's probably fine. I'm just gonna leave it there, I think. Okay, so I want this to remove the player from the list when they get deleted, I think. Because if I... Oh, wait, no. If Steam inventory is not equal to 0, that's where I do the stuff. And then I'm going to say global dot... local players dot erase at name.toInt. So that'll basically erase the players at... I think that's the function I need to use. Let me check really quick. I think erase, I can pass in the key. Yeah. So hopefully that works. Medieval language is just like, you know, what you'd expect, I guess. It's like medieval speak, you know? Okay, local players erase, queue free. We should be good there. All right. I guess we're going to try it. Before, though, I go ahead and push this and stuff, let's try the easier one to test first. I'm just going to enable 2 games, and we're going to try a local connection to see and make sure that it actually clears out players. And also sends the exit message, too. That's another thing. Because I have to know when somebody has left the game. So we're going to see what this does. Hopefully it works. Yes, I should empty it out. It should replace. I think we should be okay, I hope. And I also just realized another thing. Is that I need the inventory to be saved when somebody exits the game. So here's a potential issue here. Is that, let's say that we have this set up. We're on Steam. Player joins the game, saves, you know, then leaves. The problem is that the player inventory stuff doesn't actually get saved until the game autosaves or whatever, which means that you'll lose data because it won't actually save your inventory in this step, right here, and then you leave again, and then when you try to join again, your inventory isn't there. So what we actually need to do is, instead of how we have it now on save game, I will probably have it also do it on save game, right? But I also need to make sure that when you exit the game, so right here, we save it. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do here. My laptop is getting super hot. It's actually burning me right now. Where's save game? Oh, there's in the player. So let's go back to the multiplayer component, multiplayer setup here. So on save game, we will go ahead and actually save it, right? Right here. But I do want to also save it in here. I'm going to just copy that bit of code. So this is when we have a valid ID, Steam ID, but we exit the game. So data is going to be our save component, .save dictionary. We're going to say Steam players, player Steam ID. We're going to say global.steam players. And then we're just going to say Steam ID is equal to data. So that will, whenever a player exits the game, it'll save their player data. And that's going to be ran on the server. Now, we don't have to do that for these guys because they're basically like temporary players, if you think about it, right? Technically, we don't even need to save their data, but with that, all I'm saying is just if Yeah, drop their inventory, then erase them from the local players list. So I think that'll work. Is there anything else in here I need to do? I don't think so. Anyways, let's restart the game. Yeah, this should be it, I think. I hope. I don't know. It's always hard to, like, you know, think of every single possibility for this stuff, right? Because there's going to be probably something that I missed. Hopefully not, though. Because that would be bad. So I'm going to try connecting with a client. It should just go ahead and straight up drop the inventory and delete them from the list whenever I exit, right? What's the thing I'm thinking of? There's something with the player being instantiated or saved. It's coming back to me. Is it, No, I think we're okay, actually. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. Let's try this out. Multiplayer. Host a saved game. Stock market test. Multiplayer. Join with local host. As soon as it's loaded. Connect. Oh. Yeah, see, so that's an issue. So invalid access to property or key local players. Which is weird, because it should be there. Oh wait, no, it's not a local. It's not global. It's in Maine. Maine.local players. That's where I went wrong. Probably done with almost everything, but probably haven't done the log one. Oh, yeah. It's not such a priority to do the log one, so don't worry about it if you don't feel like it today. Don't feel pressured to. Huh? Discord? Okay. Alright, let's try this out. Multiplayer. Host save game. Local host. And hopefully it doesn't crash this time. Man, my laptop is burning right now. This laptop is old. It's gonna have to go eventually. It gets way too hot. And the battery life sucks, even though I already replaced the battery once. Okay, so that's weird. It immediately said that the player has left the game. And then they joined again? I don't know why it said that. See, it's weird. Here it says player has joined and then player has left. I don't know why that's the case. Very strange. Pretty sure on ready on this, I'd send that message. Yeah, right here. If his authority... I guess I also have to say if username is not equal to empty. then say that they joined the game. Let's try that. What are all these errors that are being thrown too, I wonder? So I realize we're not done with the Steam setup. There's still more we have to do. Almost forgot. Okay, let's try this again. Host save game. Localhost. Yeah, because what we have to do with the Steam stuff is I have to send a signal. Or I have to detach the signal we have now. We'll see. See, why does it say players left the game? That's really weird. I don't know why it says that. Because what player is leaving the game? And then it says players joined again. Because here it says joined and then left. Doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't know what's going on there. Hey, what's up, Zen? You birthing my biggest boy in the world. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Probably going to be actually ending stream here in just a minute. Because I've got other birthday stuff I've got to do. Yeah, so this is still a little janky. I'm probably going to have to fix some stuff here. Like, it's for some reason it's clearing out a player. I don't know what player it's deleting. Unless I last saved this with a thing. Could be. Also, thank you for the cheese time. Which might be well, thank you. I appreciate it, yeah. I will. I think it'll be fun. I just want to kind of relax, and I'm going to help with dinner, so... Thank you for the cheese time, gamers. Okay, so one thing I do have to do is inside of multiplayer setup on ready. I believe that there is a signal I need to get rid of. It's on pure connected. I don't want that to be ran anymore. Oh wait, I did do it. Wait, we might actually be okay. So wait, on Pure Connect, I'm pretty sure that that's gonna run for everybody. So I think I just want to say this. If you are not the server, then send a signal to the server to say connect. I think. But does this happen for themselves, I guess? That's kind of the question, right? So what happens on pure disconnect? Oh, I actually clear out the player. Happy Halloween. Thank you, Adigan. How's it going? Welcome back, MBG. So admitted when this multiplayer's API multiplayer peer connects with a new peer. ID is the peer of the new peer. Clients get notified when other clients connect to the same server. So thank you for the cheese dime. So, okay, this is what I need. I just need connected to server instead of pure connect anymore. I'm gonna say multiplayer dot connected to server dot connect. On Pure Connect. Which I know it's on Pure Connect, not on Server Connect, but whatever. Thank you for all the cheese time, gamers. Oh no. It's a lot of cheese. There's a lot of cheese, guys. There's a whole lot of cheese. Yeah. I'll throw in a cheese time. Oh my god. It's a lot of cheese, guys. I can't see anything. It's a lot of cheese. We're cheesing hard right now, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, the bitrate. I bet the bitrate is awesome right now, guys. I bet it's so awesome. It must be just the best experience ever right now. Oh my god. Say when, yeah. That's a lot of cheese, man.
I love cheese. I freaking love cheese.
Me too. I do actually love cheese. It's pretty good. Oh, God. Oh, okay.
Don't we all?
I think we all do, yeah. Oh, thank God. The nightmare's over. Sure, it's not too bad? Okay, that's good. God. You know, why do I even have a signal for this? Why don't I just go ahead and say add player as the thing? Right? Well, I don't know how that would work, because I need to have this ID that I can pass in. Ah, it's good. I'll keep it like that. Okay, this should work then, I think. It should always say add player in the server. So let's restart again and check one more time. And it should call from the client to say add player. Hopefully that'll works. And hopefully this will fix the weirdness where it like drops, it like deletes a player. Imagine you can always glimpse it through the cheese jar, yeah. Buried by the cheese. It's crazy. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to check single player, make sure that we can instantiate when loading a save. So that's the first thing. Like that the player gets created when loading on single player. And then we need to check with a new game. Okay, so that worked just fine. We have our data. So now we're going to check with a new game. Oops. God. Click continue, guys. Click continue. How long did it take you to get good at coding, and what language are you best in? Yeah. It's hard to say like a time that I got like good at coding, because really it's like just a gradient. It's like so thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. You know, my skill in programming wasn't like this, where all of a sudden I'm just good at programming. It's kind of just this smooth linear increase. So like I have no idea on this line where I am. For all I know, I could suck at programming and I'm actually here. Yeah, it is like a bell curve, right? Where it's like you get kind of good, like most people are here, right? Just kind of mid. I don't know. Where you get better and then like your progress slows off. I don't know. Yeah, it changes using your code, but your understanding. Yeah. Well, but anyways, I would say like to get to a level to where I can actually create games and do the stuff that I want to do. It probably took me a couple years, definitely. A lot of the time was like first just trying to figure out like basic programming stuff, basic programming concepts. College should kind of help with the technical side of it, of like, you know, the nitty gritty stuff that's stupid that I don't care about. But the actual game development stuff, I'd say if you seriously spent time and worked on it, I would say you could probably get to a spot where you can program by yourself without needing constant tutorials in maybe a year or two, right? But yeah, I've been doing a lot of GD scripts. I guess I would say my favorite coding language right now, or what I'm best in, is Python, and GD script. It's the same thing basically. So, but yeah, have I ever worked at a software company? I have not. Yeah, I've never worked for a company other than my own. So, which there's pros and cons to that. It's kind of nice that I don't have to deal with the corporate garbage, you know, that everybody hates. But it also means that I do kind of miss out on industry experience, because it's like, you know, I don't know what the industry standards are for things, which is fine. I mean, I can forge my own path. Okay, let's check this again. This better not show that there's like 2 people. You apply, would you think you get the job? I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I do have experience. I have a degree. But I've never done like an internship, so that's a point against me, right? I don't know. It's possible. It's possible I would be able to land a job, but it's hard to say. I don't know if I'd even want to, honestly. In an ideal world, I wouldn't have to get a job with a company. Honestly, I prefer to just keep working on my own stuff. That would be the best, right? But it's hard to say, right? So let's make sure that this works. Okay, so player just did not get created over here, which is definitely odd. I don't see like an error in here. Did it send an error for the RPC? Okay, yeah, it did. So right here, expected 1 argument called with 0. So that's because this actually doesn't have an ID. So I'm gonna just call this, and then I'm gonna say get multiplayer ID. Get remote ID or something. What is it? How do I get my ID? Sebastian, have a birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Also, Louis, honestly, I feel like my progress is getting slower and slower. I don't really feel like I'm improving a lot. Yeah, it definitely slows off. You know, like initially you're learning all this new stuff and you're learning a ton of things, and so it's like it goes really fast. You know, but it kind of gets to a spot where you have to put more active effort into trying to improve. Otherwise, you kind of just level off. And I kind of totally felt that too. You know, you do improve. I think it's just you realize it less. It doesn't feel like you are. But then when you look back on something that you did 6 months ago, you realize, oh, that actually sucked back then, you know? So if you're kind of feeling like you're in that spot, I would remember where you started, right? Think about what were you able to do 1 year ago, or even 6 months ago or 3 months ago, and compare that to now, right? And if you realize that you used to make mistakes that you now don't, then that means that you're still getting better, right? So, also we have an ad starting. I cannot stop it, unfortunately. We're out of credits. How do I get the multiplayer ID? Oh, get unique ID. There we go. Yeah, see, it just didn't create a player over here, which is kind of a problem. So let's restart. So yeah, I'm learning Java. Is that a good language to learn? What should I learn next? So look for more what you want to work on than the language. Yeah, right. Yeah, honestly, I kind of agree completely with MBG. Like, don't worry so much on the language that you're learning. Just think about, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to create? What do you want to program? And then work from there and figure out what language you want to do. There's nothing wrong with learning Java. Of course, we have ads. I'm going to wait for the ads. Stupid, silly ads. Come on, ads. Let's get moving here. Okay, let's see if this works. One join message there. It should only send one player has joined when this client over here joins, instead of doing all the garbage that's doing now. Yes. So it said player has joined the game. They're joined over here. So let's go ahead and now that that's working, let's give them items. So they have Cobalt. Now if I exit on here, it should go ahead and drop their items at spawn. Yes. And then that's pretty much it, I think. Okay. So now I think we can finally actually test the Steam stuff. It seems like everything's set up here, so we should give that a try. So yeah. So I wonder what that did pass in when I did Steam get Steam ID. I wonder if it did 0 or if it passed in my account ID. I have no idea. Anyways, ad is over. Sorry about that. What should I do to start learning to code? I'm taking classes right now, but I want to practice more. I just don't know what to do. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. You can do programs. You can make games. I really enjoy making games to learn programming because it's fun. But yeah, you just got to kind of mess around and try things. Maybe you see a cool YouTube video or a cool website that you like, and you can just think to yourself, I'll make that. I'll make something like that. And then you just kind of go from there. And yeah, it can be difficult, you know, because you're faced with basically unlimited possibilities, right? So it's like, oh, well, what do I pick? You know, I could do literally anything. What if I'm doing the wrong thing? I think the big thing to remember is that just don't worry about, like, trying to get it perfect the first time around. If you make a website or a game and it's not exactly what you wanted, don't worry about it. Just move on to the next thing and think about how you'll improve, right? But yeah, play around, try to do simple projects first. Yeah, definitely start simple and just do something very easy that you think you can do by yourself. Because that's the big thing is like, when you're at that spot where you're kind of like learning and stuff and going through tutorials, you really need to bridge that gap of like, over on one side, you have like tutorial hell, where you can't really program anything by yourself without a tutorial. And then the other gap is being able to program by yourself. So you kind of have to like start building the bridge across, right? So step by step, work on little pieces that you can do by yourself. And then you finally get to a spot where you've done so many of these pieces by yourself that now you can just continue on with everything by yourself, right? Incredible analogy. Thank you. And it's hard, you know, to get across that gap and get out of the tutorial hell. It's scary because like there's blood rain. You don't want to be here. But it's hard. You just got to take it in small steps and try and do every little bit by yourself that you can. Because really, once you bridge that gap and can do things without a tutorial, that's where you really start to see an uptick in your abilities as a programmer. Because you can start designing things yourself and you understand the design of your thing and why you did it that way, and that's when things get way better. So language-wise, I also don't like it, but it has a ton of power in the industry. Oh yeah, Java. Yeah, I mean, Java, it's fine. There's nothing necessarily wrong with any language in particular, you know, because it's not just a black and white kind of thing where it's like, this language is the language and you should use it. Because they all have their pros and cons. Java is sort of a dated language, but it's a good starter language to learn. And I know that in a lot of universities and stuff, Java is always like the first language you learn, just because it's pretty easy. And it sort of introduces you to a lot of the typical programming practices in other languages. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to learn Java. I would try and branch out and try other languages though. Definitely give Python a try. C# and C++ are pretty good ones, and they're very standard. You see C# and C++ in almost everything, from games to programs, back-end, client-side. There's gonna be that everywhere. But yeah. And you can also try some of the other ones too. There's Rust, and you can try web programming too. So yeah. Give you a better answer, pretty much anything. Yeah, start with experiments with whatever interests you. Yeah, do you want to try to make websites? Great. Yeah, right. You just gotta try things. But yeah. The point where you learn to read documentation is the point where you become a programmer. Oh yeah. That's true, yeah. Like documentation, that's another thing that I would definitely recommend getting into early. It's like, how do you read documentation and understand what the documentation is telling you? That's another big thing, right? So it's like, also, why did I launch the game again? I think I need to test Steam stuff now. So yeah, I don't know why I launched it. But like just being able to understand this stuff, like I can look at the Steam class in Godot and then I can understand everything that this can do, right? So it's like, what are the different properties? Like you have to learn what are properties, what are methods, what are these little things here? Well, these are the data types, right? So integers, arrays, bools. Basically, learning about documentation, you learn about all of these other parts of programming. You learn what data types are, you learn what methods are, you learn what properties are, all of these things, right? What arguments are. So get used to reading documentation, because you will always be reading documentation for the rest of your programming career. So, like you can remember stuff, of course, but I think there's sort of like a cap to how much you can juggle in your head at one time, right? There's always going to be something that I forget in Godot, even if I've used it a million times before. So having documentation at my fingertips, ready to open it up and, refresh myself on things is a super valuable thing to have. So some languages are 100% bad. JavaScript. Yeah. It's one of the most random languages I've ever worked with. Yeah, JavaScript can be a little wacky sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. There's some weird things with JavaScript. I don't know what the deal is. Especially with like string concatenation and stuff. It's like there's some like, I don't know, it's it's hard to predict what it's gonna do sometimes. But it does have its place, JavaScript is pretty easy, so. After using Pascal in uni, I'm scared knowing that there are a ton of essential systems written in it. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that there's still stuff made in like assembly and stuff that is used in production. It's like, oh man. Just to think of how many exploits and stuff there are to things like that, it's crazy. For like serious secure systems, like banks still use COBOL and stuff. It's like, how is that possible, It's crazy. I don't know, man. Okay, let's move these out. Let's go into Starground builds. So this is going to be 11.1. So let's rename that. Okay, so I'm going to put this up just as a little Steam test real quick. We will export all, release. I'm probably not even going to bother with the Linux build because it's just a temporary thing. But I just want to test this on my laptop. We're going to test it really quick, and then I am going to leave and end stream probably, so. Until you learn C and create a web server in it and watch someone hacking it to pieces because of an uncapped buffer overflow. Oh man. I remember messing around with that, or like doing that kind of stuff with school. I had like a project all about like hacking, right, with buffer overflows, and it's crazy that there's so much like it can be so dangerous with buffer overflow stuff. Like passwords and all sorts of sensitive information can get put in there. It's crazy. You got to be careful with that with C. I remember crashing my computer with a memory leak when using C++. That's one thing that I kind of like hate about C and C++ is having to do like your own memory stuff. That's one thing that's nice about GDScript and Python and C# is that it handles memory freeing for you. Because in C++ you have to like manually free your pointers and stuff. It's kind of sucks sometimes. What kind of cake am I having? I am having a strawberry cheesecake. Yeah. It'll be pretty good, I think. It looks pretty good. It's got like the swirls. Yeah, it's a classic, dude. It'll be awesome. Banger alert. I know, dude. Banks are too vital, hard to move them to a different language. Yeah. I mean, part of me completely understands why, but then I also think like they're gonna have to upgrade the system someday, so it's pretty crazy that they still. Yeah, it's my birthday. That's why the title of the stream is birthday dev stream. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, imagine having to remake the systems, migrate databases. I know, yeah, that'd be a nightmare. Didn't we do art or anything? Don't worry about it. You guys don't have to give me birthday presents. It's fine. Wait, did I export these yet? No, I did, I think. I'll do it one more time, just to make sure. But yeah, I'm 22 now. It's crazy. Ayo! Thank you so much, MBG. I appreciate it. Let me, confetti. Let's go. That works. You guys don't have to give birthday presents, so no, don't do that. Thank you very much, MBG. I appreciate that. Busy making the game? Oh yeah, no, focus on that. I'd rather see you guys work on your own projects than maybe a birthday present. That's not something you should waste your time on. Okay, so build is exported. Let's go ahead and go to the build. And we're gonna do zip create. Call this 0.11.1 underscore test. Okay. Actually, before I do this all though, I do want to try just pushing to GitHub and see if I can connect without having to push to Steam, because it's kind of a hassle if I'm being honest. Wouldn't have to migrate databases, just connect the new infrastructure to existing databases. That's true, yeah. I've heard of cases where they need to rebase the databases because they want to store the info in a different structure. Yeah. Well, yeah, I imagine that would definitely be a thing, right? Like, if your databases have been around for that long, it's probably in a pretty bad format. You get a lot of weird like hacks that you have to temporary fix as they become permanent, you know? So I'm gonna push this as Steam test. And then I'm gonna load it up on my laptop. And we're gonna see if I can connect. What I'm gonna do, which should let me connect on Steam, is do it in compatibility mode. Because for some reason the overlay works if you do it in compatibility mode. I don't know why. But I hope that one day it gets fixed. My laptop is going through it right now. Remember a friend of mine that had some processors running for a couple days on his PC because he was tasked with rebasing the data from the database for a new one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, imagine like for big databases like that could take forever, dude. God, my laptop is so slow. Oh my god, it really is slow. I need like a second computer, you know what I mean? Just to test stuff. I'm sure there's probably a way I could do like a virtual machine on my computer and connect that way or something, but it's maybe just kind of easier to have a second computer. I do have my server. I mean, I could make more computers pretty easy. Have heard about no, I have not. I don't know what that is. Barak 25. Uh-oh. Radiation therapy. Six accidents. Yikes. Oh, race conditions. Oh my god, hundreds of times greater than normal. Yeah, that's crazy. Anything that is going to blast radiation at you should definitely be safe. Man. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You gotta be careful about that, dude. Race conditions will get you. Therapy 25 incident, a series of radiation therapy accidents in the 1980s caused by a faulty computer-controlled machine. Yeah. Machine delivered massive overdoses of radiation. Yeah. Lack of hardware fail-safes. Yeah, that's crazy. Dude, if I was ever designing something like that, a machine that blasts radiation at people, I would make it my life's work to make sure that thing will never fail. Like, that's crazy. That could happen. That people were that negligent, you know? Yeah, it's scary. That's why you gotta be careful. It's nice with things that aren't critical. Because you don't have to worry about that stuff. If the game crashes, it's a minor inconvenience. But man, if your radiation machine crashes, then someone dies. That's bad. They're entirely in assembly by one single developer. Oh my god. That's not... How did they let that fly? Like, how did that even happen? That's crazy. I don't know, it was stupid enough by not adding multiple prompts for confirmation or re-showing multiple times. Yeah, right? Like, if you're going to be putting in numbers for how much radiation someone receives, you better make sure that those are right. And even have, like, a warning if you, like, put in a value that seems, like, really insane or something. Like, if you accidentally do 10 times the amount, like, you know, another prompt to be like, hey, are you absolutely sure about that? You know, make sure that people are confident in what numbers they're putting in. Yeah, that's crazy. If we left the launching of nuclear bombs up to AI, we would all die. Yeah. Someone would, like, prompt inject AI to launch a nuke, and then we're all gone. Yeah. That'd be a terrible idea. That's, like, probably, like, top 10 worst ideas of all time. Shoot. I have to install a new version of the editor on my computer. On my laptop. Well, yeah, it's not necessarily a large language model, but still. Being able to be sure that the AI will make the right decision. They could easily make a mistake. What am I looking up here? Oh, yeah, Godot Steam. I need to get the new multiplayer editor. Probably be safer than what we have now. I don't know, man. Maybe. We should just make an AI to launch the nukes, but program it so they never launch the nukes, so that it doesn't happen. Make sure that they never launch the nukes. Oh, well, humans make mistakes, yeah, but at least we have like kind of checks and balances for stuff like that. Let's see here. Because Congress is the one that decides, at least in the US. I don't think the president can decide solely to launch a nuke. I don't actually know like the ins and outs of it all. Also, too, the final check of it all is the people actually turning the keys have to decide. So they can just decide not to. So let's see, Godot Steam, multiplayer peer. I'm just getting the new peer. This is actually a new one, I think. The one that I don't have on my PC. I don't know if it's going to cause any issues. Hopefully it doesn't. Let me see what the changelog was. Okay, no, it's like nothing, so it should be okay. Let's go ahead and download. So I really just need the engine. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. Windows 64. Okay. I think that's it. I don't know what MP angle and stuff is. D3, D12. I don't know what the differences are. Angle and direct 3D12 variants. Okay. Well, I don't need those. Had a couple close calls where only a single guy stopped an all-out nuclear war. Yeah. I don't know. I would just be not... I just don't think anyone should have access to the nukes, right? You know what I mean? I don't think we should give nukes to an AI or a person. I think it's too dangerous. I think anything that allows a single entity to destroy the entire Earth is a terrible idea. You know? Okay, I've got the new Steam DLL here. I'm just gonna load this in, delete that stuff, drag it on in. President can, in fact, decide to give an order out for... Yeah, I'd have to... I don't know the ins and outs of it. That may be true. I was pretty sure, though, that there's more than just the president saying, launch the nukes. I thought it had to also be passed through Congress. But I don't know. Well, I know to declare war, the president can't declare war. That has to be done in through Congress, I think. Please don't go away. Yeah. In a study made some years back, it's calculated that the best place in the world to be when a nuclear war breaks out is a city in my country. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, I would be kind of screwed because I'm pretty close to Denver, so I would get blasted. Probably. Let's see, editor windows. Okay, I know you guys can't see anything I'm doing on my laptop, but it's okay. We're going to be joining here in just a second. Imagine you get blasted midstream. Yeah, by the nuke. That would kind of suck, wouldn't it? I don't think that'd be very fun. Would not want to get blasted by the nuke midstream, guys. Or at any moment in my life, probably. Okay, I hope this works. Yeah, I don't think I would know. I mean, it depends on the distance away, right? But if the nuke dropped on my head, I'm gone. I don't have a second to think. Okay, so I am in the game. We're going to do Steam, host a save game. And I'm now waiting for the editor on my laptop to load. This could take a million years. I don't know how long this is going to take. Near the Iron Range, so I'm also kind of screwed. Oh, yeah. Where's the Iron Range? Ore mining districts? Oh, it's just like around Lake Superior? Yeah. You're kind of screwed. Chicago. All those places in there. Detroit. Very, very populated areas. have to live live on a while. No, you guys are all gone. Yeah. I'm also pretty close to the Cheyenne like base, which would also probably get nuked. The Granite Mountain in Cheyenne. So yeah, I would I'll get pretty fricked up. I can't go north or south, so yeah, I mean like the major places for sure would be the first targets, right? Yeah, New York, LA. Yeah, those places are gone. Set it about us your outside luxury low. If any nuke goes off, I think it's bad news for everybody on the entire planet. So yeah, that would definitely start World War III. And we are imported. Okay, so I'm gonna launch this. I hope that if I do this in compatibility, I can just join. I can't open the overlay here unless I change it to compatibility mode, but I think I can just join, right? I don't think I have to, like, invite. But if I do, I can actually just open Steam on the side and do it, so we're gonna see what happens here. Oh, I have to restart the editor. Travesty. Come on, game. Let's get loading here. My laptop is so slow, dude. I would get a new laptop, but I just don't use it enough, honestly, to warrant that. I only use it as like a test. To be honest, I'd rather be in the blast zone than the radiation zone. Yeah, I'd rather die instantly than die slow death of intense radiation poisoning, honestly. I mean, it depends. Like, if you can get underground and seal off all the windows and stuff, you can survive the nuclear fallout. You just gotta be careful. But yeah. Totally not gonna go out peacefully, but more so because public order will... Oh yeah, no, dude. It'll be all over for everybody, I think. Okay, let's launch this. God, if my laptop would... I need to get like a KVM switch and just hook it up to another computer next to my computer so that I can just swap between the two really quick. That would be kind of nice. I'm gonna go live in Antarctica. Yeah, I think like Antarctica would be maybe the International Space Station. Although you'd be screwed up there because then you can't get anybody to send you back down, right? That'd be bad. Although they might have like vessels always attached to the station so that you can leave whenever you need to in emergency situations, but I don't actually know. I have to look that up. Wouldn't really like to live in a world destroyed by nuclear weapons anyway. Yeah, that would be pretty rough. All right, I'm gonna try and connecting. Let's open up the overlay. Okay, overlay doesn't want to open, but that's fine. I'll just open Steam and join. Yeah, you don't need the overlay, luckily. Like, it's kind of not necessary. Oh, Steam wasn't even activated. That's probably why it didn't work. Well, if I can just open it on Steam, then there's no point in running compatibility mode. It's just going to cause me issues. So let me save and restart and go to forward plus. Oh man, I've almost been going for 3 hours. I gotta hurry up here. Snooze the ad. As soon as I get this tested, whether it works or doesn't, stream will end. Okay, here we are. I'm playing as Big Boy Games. National Space Station would run out of fuel eventually. That's keeping it in orbit. Oh yeah, no, they would... Yeah. No, they'd have to come back down to Earth. I mean, otherwise they'd all die. So... It's completely reliant upon regular deliveries for refueling and food and stuff, so yeah. Alright, I'm logged into Steam. I don't care that Avowed is available. Avowed does kind of look interesting, but it's 70 bucks, dude. I'm not paying 70 bucks. That's insane. Maybe it goes on like a 40% sale or something. 50% probably. Yeah, that is kind of awesome, though, if we're being honest. That'd be a cool way to go out. Burn up in the atmosphere. Oh, I'm offline on Steam. God dang it. Ah, I have to... Yeah. Time to join. Did it actually work? Oh. So far, so good. I think it'll work. Nukes launch and chip end streams, yeah. Guys, I'm in the... Uh-oh. Attempted to call open pod on a previously freed null instance. It's weird because I say if escape pod. Yikes. Well, time to close the game everywhere. Why would escape pod get set to null, you know? Because this is what it says on start pod. It'll do all the stuff. Escape pod is pod. If authority, we say pod.finish.connect start at the end of the pod, and then we say exit pod. Which now I actually don't have to do that. Let's just say exit pod.rpc. Because I realize that I can actually just do that like that. So I don't need this other random function. Actually, unless I use that somewhere else. Start end pod. No, that's the only place. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't have a valid reference to the pod, right? It's kind of weird. Because it's going to run this, start pod, set the collision mask, create the pod, add the pod. So pod will be that. And then escape pod is equal to pod. Is authority, do all that stuff. And then when the pod is finished, go ahead and connect it to exitpod.rpc. I guess I'll just change this to if is instance valid, just to make sure that it won't crash. That is definitely not worth it. Yeah. I mean, Obsidian is cool. I like Obsidian and the games that Obsidian has made. But it's just, I can't warrant the cost though, right? That's the one issue I have with it. Steam Test 2. So yeah, I just can't, dude. $70 for a game to me is just ridiculous, you know? I think that's since Love Obsidian, the only way to get the Nether, exactly, right? What would we do without Obsidian, guys? Wouldn't be able to beat the game or free the end from the Ender Dragon. Kind of suck. Game's only that expensive to get you to buy the Game Pass. Yeah. Yeah, it's stupid, dude. Yeah, I am, some people are fine with that kind of price tag, but I see that and I think it's just insane. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I don't think it's single player. I think it's like an MMO. I thought. But maybe I'm wrong. So I think for the follow, I appreciate it. It might just be single player then. I don't see anything that says it's multiplayer. I'm sure you can play with friends, at least. Oh no, it's just single player. Shoot. Well, that kind of makes it even less worth it, I feel like. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks cool and looks like it could be fun, but dude, 70 bucks, no thanks. That's not even the premium edition. Happy birthday, thank you, I appreciate it. Also, we have ads going on, I forgot to say. Okay, I fetched the new origin. Let's try this out again. Oh, discard local changes and reload. Did it reload? Reimporting assets. Let me check exit pod. Yeah, I guess it did work. This is taking way too long, dude. All right, I'm in again. Let's load up the game and try to join. Oh, the menu, very cool. Thank you, I appreciate it, yeah. I think I like how it's shaped up. With the planets in the background and stuff. So it's throwing 5 quadrillion errors. It probably failed. Okay. I think I might have accidentally joined through manual multiplayer. Multiplayer Steam host save game. Could be part of my issue. The Yakuza game though, I'm gonna buy that, yeah. Man, I don't know. I don't play games anymore, guys. Well, I did play Colony Survival last night, but... And I guess I played Fortnite. Sometimes I play games. I don't buy new games very often. Which mods are we talking? Dude, Jenny mod? No, maybe not that mod. Let's try this. Join. Quality of life and graphics improvements mods, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually played modded Skyrim. I might have messed around with multiplayer before with modded Skyrim, but I don't think I ever did like a serious single player save. Okay, so there is definitely an issue with the pod for some reason. As you can see. For some reason, the pod is just spawning in and it sits there. So I remember that issue, people reported that issue through Steam. I don't know why that happens. So we're gonna try and figure that out. But anyways, we are loaded in. We are the client. So I am going to give the client an item. So they now have 17 stone. Now I'm going to quit out of the game. It should not drop the items. So if we go back to spawn. Okay. It did drop the items, so we've got more work ahead of ourselves here. It's probably because on exit game it runs drop inventory. That's probably what it is. So just to test that, I'm going to load back into the game. It probably duplicated the items then. But I want to see if we load back in if we have our items still. Don't worry, Skyrim has a lot of Jenny mods. Oh, I know. It says player left the game for some reason. Okay. Lost connection to server. Cool. Let's try that again. He's gonna go to bed now. Bye, folks. Sounds good. Thanks, Dublato, for popping in. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. Okay, this is just stuck on joining game, isn't it? And we're getting a trillion errors. Connection state 4. What even is that? Man, I wish I could actually get like a signal for this failing and cancel the connection if that happens, right? That would be pretty cool. But I can't. Well, this is still a little buggy. I got more work to do here. So I will work on that, but I'm going to end stream. I will do that another time. Alright. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. Sorry that I was a little shorter today, but, you know, it is my birthday, so I kind of want to go do other things. But yeah, I will try and fix all this stupid stuff. Let's see. Add it on streaming. Why
to
not?
this section.
Oh, he's just playing a game. So hard to find people that actually do software development. Should have fun with your birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Dobbs is doing stuff. Oh yeah, dialogue box stuff. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, sure, guys. Alright. I'm gonna start this raid. Thank you everybody for coming to my birthday stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Dobbs. Start the raid. I'm gonna try and get this Steam stuff working. It is very tricky, so I will keep working on it. But yeah, I'm gonna do it off stream because it's boring, and you guys can't even see half of what I'm doing anyway. So yeah, buy Starground if you want. Join the Discord if you want. This update, I'm trying, guys. I'm gonna try and get it up as soon as I can, but I keep running into things that suck, like this Steam stuff, multiplayer networking. Yikes! Thank you, BG. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Dobbs. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another stream. Yeah, multiplayer is so fun. All right. Bye, gamers. Bye-bye.